Hello, and welcome to The Mindset, the show where we set our minds on goals that bring us purpose and help those around us. My name is Albert, and joining me today is Dada.
Hi, welcome. The subject of today's episode is finding purpose. Actually, this is a very deep question, and it is the reason for most, if not all, philosophies. It's an important thing, and it might be even the most important thing in our life, to find a purpose. Otherwise, why are we here? What do we have to do?
Now, not everyone will feel this topic is relevant to them, but perhaps there's someone in your life who is struggling a bit with this topic. We hope you'll find something in this, some ideas of a way to approach them, to talk to them, or even suggest this podcast to them.
We have seen many human beings in our history, and we think, yes, that person had a great purpose, that person fulfilled his or her purpose, but that person was more capable than I am. But it's not exactly like that. We all have potential. We just need to wake it up from within us. And all these human potentialities that some other humans have is also within us. So we have that potential, so we can also find our purpose and fulfill it in our life.
I see a lot of questioning and doubt online. I hear the argument come up that people are somehow unnatural, or that we're bad for the earth. And I have a counter argument for that. We also evolved on this planet. We also came from this nature. And so this perfect nature didn't evolve some imperfect creature. Or else you assume that the nature is imperfect, right? Which is a contradiction. But there is something unique about human beings, right? We think of trees give us shade and produce fruit. The squirrels, collect nuts, and the animal dung fertilizes the tree. There's a cycle to nature and an interconnectedness. And we don't always feel that about ourselves.
Externally, we all human beings have different activities we can be involved in. But there is one activity that is constant for all human beings, and that is this capacity to go within. To think deep within, which animals usually don't do. They are just doing their activities. But we will stop and we will go deep inside.
Now you may be wondering where to begin. How should I structure my life? How can I plan for the things that I want? Let's say, for instance, my desire is to be a helpful person. Well, first of all, it's a vague idea. It's a noble idea, but we have to look at it and say, well, that's kind of a vague idea. So I need something more specific.
Doing the things externally, we can have so much choice, but the best choices are those that keep us, let's say, happy or satisfied. Because imagine, let's say I'm doing something, I'm helping this other person, the other person is happy, but I'm not happy. So let's say the not happy is 0, or it's -1, actually. I'm not happy means it's a -1. And I'm making the other person happy, then it's a +1. 1 minus 1, 0. There is no result.
Because if the work we do is not somehow fulfilling to ourselves, then we're just going to not do it so well. We'll have less interest in it, it won't be pleasing to us, we'll put less effort. And so the result will tend to not be as good.
So I also need to be happy, fulfilled, and at the same time helping others to be happy and fulfilled. That will make a +1, +1, 1 + 1, 2. So that will have an impact. Our purpose should connect with other people. It's not like we think only my individual separate purpose. Because when we connect with others, we can learn, plus we can teach, and it can multiply our abilities.
That's right. I, for instance, feel like a very capable person. You know, I have self-belief and that I can do anything, but I've realized over time that I can't do everything because I'm just one person. So the more people I find that share a common goal or who want to learn the things that I know, then the more I'm able to actually accomplish things on a bigger scale. And other people also can help us learn a lot about ourselves. On a personal level, I say struggle with is controlling anger. I get very upset sometimes when I drive a car, I find myself experiencing frustration. And for a lot of my life, you know, I've spent time alone, or I've been alone in a car, or I've been alone working on projects. And recently I got married, and my wife has pointed out to me that when I get upset or angry, it also has an impact on her and on the people around me. And in that way, while that was uncomfortable for her to say, maybe to point out to me, you know, I didn't see myself as being an angry or frustrated person necessarily. Somebody had to point that out to me, and then I say, oh yeah, right, this affects the people I love. And so now that gave me a motivator to have more control of it, or even not feel it in the first place, to take a different perspective on the situation. Today we talked about finding purpose. We made the case that we function best when our goals resonate with those around us.
So that is one important aspect that we emphasized, is this doing things in good company, like people that we can add to, and they can add to our lives, so that our purpose is not a selfish purpose, but a purpose that helps the society and everyone in general, and then as a consequence will help us also.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe. You can sign up for our mailing list on themindset.page. See you next week.